Alright, so we're covering one of my favorite characters from the Hanna-Barbera line of characters, and that goes to Space Ghost. Now, many people are familiar with the show Space Ghost, but don't truly know the origins, and this was depicted by DC Comics. In Space Ghost number 1, volume number 1, in January of 2005. So Thaddeus Batch, who isn't Space Ghost at this time, becomes a peacekeeper. Peacekeepers are like cops, so, they end up bringing in bad guys into custody and things of that nature. And he does so well that he gets inducted to become an elite peacekeeper and goes to a group called the Wrath. But one day, the Wrath go on a mission and they unnecessarily kill a bunch of criminals and try to take some money. At this time, Thaddeus is like, I can't do this, and goes home to wake up his wife and try to flee with her. Unknowingly, the Wrath knock him out and end up killing his unborn son and also his wife. Type in part 2 for more. Alright, so last time Thaddeus Batch, aka Space Ghost, or soon to be Space Ghost, was coming home to tell his wife with his unborn child that they need to go immediately because the Wrath, who he thought was good, and peacekeepers were not good at all. And they ended up killing his unborn child and also his wife and left him for dead. As time passes, there's a funeral held for Thaddeus and also his wife. Unknown to everyone, Thaddeus was saved by an alien on the same planet that they basically left him for dead. And Solomon, which is the name of the alien, brings him back to a spaceship that has a ton of technology. And there he gets armbands that allow him to shoot powerful blasts, a multitude of them. The suit also provides him with enhanced strength, durability, stamina, and agility, and a belt that allows him to turn invisible like a ghost. And he dons everything and puts on a cape, and he is out for vengeance. Type in part 3 for more. Alright, so last time Thaddeus just spent a whole ton of time with Solomon and basically ended up gaining this new technology that gave him superpowers, for lack of better words, that allowed him to basically turn invisible, shoot a myriad of different blasts, and do a whole lot more. And you already know at this point he is itching for revenge, and he tracks down every single member of the Wrath and ends up taking them out, or indirectly taking them out. The first member ends up dying trying to get the loot. The second member takes out herself because she's not going to prison. And Space Ghost goes after the rest, but then something happens. An invasion occurs. And during this invasion, there's a ton of bug-like humanoids coming. And they're all led by none other than someone that we've seen before in the Space Ghost TV shows. And that is Zorak. Type in part 4 for more. And to answer the question about the movie, I would want Hans Zimmer for the score and Christopher Nolan as the director. Alright, so last time on Space Ghost Origins, Zorak just came to the planet and he is taking over and he has a horde with him. So at this point, Space Ghost decides to just put his revenge on the side because he wants to protect the planet. And something to note is that this horde of insectoids basically have a hive mind with Zorak. And during this time, Zorak makes a pact with the Wrath, or at least what's left of them. But you already know you can't mess with Space Ghost, and he ends up defeating them. And Zorak lives to fight another day. And during this time, Thaddeus realizes that there's something more important than revenge, and that's saving people. And he also got to get a hint into the dark origins of Space Ghost.